Okay, so let's get into it. This is not the video I intended to make. 5 years of development, many years of my following for a rug pull that wasn't really actually a rug pull, but more of a rug rot away until we fall through. To catch you up from my last Epoch video, I've now hit 60, fully upgraded tier 0.5, and I found some awesome and amazing things while leveling. And now the server peaks at 450 people on the weekend. So today we're going to go through some interesting points that you might have missed, and other videos on the platform haven't really touched on. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alright, so first and foremost, Epoch was easily the most fun I've ever had leveling in World of Warcraft, especially in the last 16 years. The world building, the difficulty, the pace, and the challenges along the way, I felt like I was earning my character throughout the journey. I played with my friends, my guildies, and some pretty chill strangers. In fact, the community was really kind until the kind of doom-mongering became the norm. But the prospects at the beginning were incredibly hopeful. We were getting everyone established and getting ready for MC and Oni with a ton of excitement. All of this while ignoring the slowly declining population. And at that point in time, I was fiercely defending Epoch, both in the guild and Reddit. But I will do the right thing and admit that I was wrong. You can abandon 5 years of dedication on a passion project, and my faith was very much misplaced. My second point I'd like to make very early on in this video is that yes, population does not mean server death. TWoW easily being the most poignant answer to that question. However, a conscious lack of announcements, a change in leadership, and abandoning of the project is server death. There are some incredibly fishy things about the situation with how it's unfolded, and I'm going to touch on them here. So, of course, for those who don't know, the Epoch team have allegedly received a cease and desist from Blizzard. They chose to officially make an announcement that the project is shutting down. That is not the end of the story, however, as Ascension took on the project and added it to their launcher, and then proceeded to starve the community of updates. I am not too well versed in the legal side of this, but I'm assuming by dissolving Epoch as an entity, it makes the cease and desist null. I have no idea. And I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know much about it. But this is where it starts to get a little bit funky. I was an Epoch diehard, and I refused to try out Bronzebeard, which is the Ascension Classic that they had conveniently and recently brought out during Epoch's disastrous launch. But I recently did, and I am extremely confused as to why no one else has mentioned this. They are mirror copies, with Ascension's special Ascension flair, of course, with like mystic enchants and cosmetics. But I made my character, I make my way to Goldshire, there are carts. I arrive at Goldshire, and it's been revamped, just like Epoch, into a new place with new quests. Now the reason I say just like Epoch is because Remy 2 times, the guy that gives the gold dust quest, or I think it's the candle quest, no, it is the gold dust quest. He has the exact same 2 quests from Epoch. The quest similarities go on, there are multiple, like it's this feeling of familiarity in each custom part. The world building, of course, as well. There's even a Stranglethorn Ring of Blood, which was an awesome feature from Epoch that I had planned to make a full-length video on. And it's sat here in Bronzebeard as well. So what's going on? It's not a huge deal, but I refuse to chalk this up to like a coincidence. I have a couple of theories. Either the Epoch team now do work on Bronzebeard, Ascension have had spies in the Epoch project for years, or, tin hat on, this was an elaborate ruse to pull more people to the private server community, with Ascension fronting as some kind of monopoly. It is most likely just the spies option, and it's probably not that deep. But as someone who's gone on record not to trust Ascension, it is a little bit fishy. Anyway, tinfoil hat off. I have loved my time on Epoch, and it was really saddening to have to hang it up. My reason for doing so lies predominantly around the lack of updates. I think this is on purpose. If you want to keep a population, you keep them well informed and updated. Whitemane is a great example of this because they have this unique and incredible talent of not doing anything on time, but keeping everyone well informed. Whereas we have Ascension actively starving out the Epoch community. And mind you, this is how Blizzard lost players in Warlords of Draenor. Anywho, the last 5 years had amounted to an incredibly fun leveling experience. The dedication and passion was felt until it wasn't. The devs provided an amazing early vanilla experience, and it is a shame that we most likely won't get to see the later phases or step foot in their custom Oldham. I will provide any and all updates related to Epoch with pleasure because it does still hold a special place in my heart. But please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I do mainly lore videos, but occasionally just some private server stuff. Because I think that passion projects from the community deserve some light. They're incredible. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.